Welcome to another lovely video on slope. This is a road. This is a man. When the man walks on flat ground, is he going up or down? Good point. Neither. If a man is falling down a cliff, he can't actually touch the cliff. He's free falling. There is no slope involved. That is a vertical lift. Now, same man is walking up a steep hill. That steep is very hard. This is a positive slope. It is going up, kind of like a mountain. Now, same man coming down a hill. He's not going up anymore. Okay? He is going to have to prevent himself from falling down the hill. This is a negative slope. Way bigger risk of danger on this one. So, big thing. Negative slope is going down from the left to the right. Positive slope, you got to work to climb it. Start at 0, 0. Positive is going up. So we have looked at how to calculate the equation of a line, equation of a graph, using our slope intercept form. Remember, this is called slope intercept form. The slope is m, the intercept is b. That's what it's called, slope intercept form. That's all you got to remember to do this in this year. We can get that from a table. We can do our delta y, delta x. We can do all that kind of stuff. This video is going to be talking about how to quickly graph, do a scratch graph, using a formula. So, quick review. Our formula for all lines, linear equations, in this format is y. Remember, y is a coordinate. This is when y is 2. This is when y is 1. Remember, y is the vertical axis. It goes up and down. Right? Y has one leg. It's like he's climbing. That is my y. That's one of the y-axis is what slope-intercept form is all about. The x in mx, x, see it? I'll make it green so we can really see it. That x is a value on the x-axis. These are coordinates, ordered pairs. An ordered pair is always in the format x and then y. This is why I don't really like the game of Battleship, because a lot of times you actually say them the reverse in Battleship. It doesn't help. So let's take a look at this point on the graph. I go to my x. There's 1. That number is 2. My first coordinate point is 2. Now I'm going to climb. Tick, 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 dun, 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 dun. What's that? 2. Well, that's fun. 2, comma 2. That is this dot's address on the graph. Okay? So, y equals mx plus b, that tells us m is how fast the line is going up. The b is going to tell us where it crosses the y-axis. This one crosses at 0. Right? Keep that in mind. Now, one thing I do want to show you here is I want to flip this around. So if I have 2x plus 4 equals 5, that's an algebra problem, right? What do we know about it? Well, we know that this is a coefficient. What's a coefficient? I hope you said the coefficient is the number that is attached to x, because that's what it is. Where's my constant? Constant is the number without a variable on the same side as x. This is a constant. And we have another constant over here. This is a special one, though, in this. So let's take a look at this. What do I know? I know that in this equation, I have something attached to x, a plus 4 that equals 5. Where does that look familiar to? Let me rewrite it. What happens if we go 5 equals 2x plus 4? Well, is this not the same formula that we have up here? mx plus b? What is my slope of this equation? M is the coefficient. That's going to be 2. my b is a variable, that means the y-intercept, is my constant. Do I know what x is? No, I have no idea what x is. X is x. But y equals 5. So this line tells me I have a slope of 2. It crosses the y-intercept at 4, right here. And I could find out what x is when y is 5. But I don't need to worry about that quite yet. Okay? So this one is going to start here. Boom. That's what we can tell. So if you start to take a look at these equations, what happens is that we can actually start to graph these without doing much work at all. And you know me, math isn't just about kind of memorizing stuff. It's about learning ways to do things. So let's take a look at one. Let's do y equals 2x plus 4. Where have we seen that before? I don't know, Mr. Paul, but it sure sounds like fun. I know it doesn't, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. And just like we did in algebra, I'm going to encourage you to do something that will make it easier. So first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down m equals b equals. What is m? If you don't know, watch this whole video again, or watch the videos last week on slope. So the big thing is m is my slope. Now, a university professor taught me this trick. When I'm dealing with linear equations and lines, if I have a slope of 2, to make it easy, I'm going to go 2 over 1. Because remember, slope is our rise over the run. Rise is my y-axis, how much I go up or down. The run is my x-axis. It's in the form of a fraction. You can see that, right? Rise over run. Also delta y over delta x. It's in the order, it's in a fraction. If you want to be able to graph these things quickly, remember any whole number I can put over 1. So my slope is going to be 2 over 1. I go up 2, I go over 1. Now my b, what's my b? Just like we did in algebra. b is plus 4. I don't need to know any other information to graph this. This is what this whole week is about. So b, I'm going to start at b because that's my starting point. It is plus 4. Plus 4. Got a nice big dot. I'll make it really big so you can see it. Now remember, on a graph paper, the whole numbers are the lines. So you want to make sure you're putting the dot at the corner. Now, my rise over my run. My rise is positive 2. Remember, if a balloon goes up, it's gaining altitude. If it comes down, it is losing altitude, just like Wile E. Coyote, if you ever watched that. So let's go up 2. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm at 6. I go over 1. I put a dot. Okay, do you see that little square there? That rectangle? I've gone up 2 and over 1. Now, I'm going to do that again. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Here's a fun trick. If I am starting here and I go up, how would I continue that line the other direction? Go down 2 and over 1. See how that dot's on the same line? Really, guys, that's all you need to do this graph. Now, I'm going to carefully line this up because I want to make sure that these are accurate. Now, my paper is a little longer than yours, so I have to move my ruler. Okay, now in your homework, you're going to have to write this. Y equals 2x plus 4. Remember, if I'm a little man here and I start climbing, that's a lot of work. It's pretty steep. This is a positive slope. So this is a positive slope. This number doesn't tell you if it's positive or negative. This number tells me where it crosses. Let's do another one just to lock that in. Let's do y equals negative 3x minus 4. Ooh, so hard. What are we going to do? I'm going to write it down. What is m? What is b? And for the first little while, write rise over run down. If you want to accelerate your learning, that's how you're going to do it. Again, I have a whole number for my slope. So what do? We write it over 1. My slope is now 3 over 1. But look, be careful. It's negative 3 over 1. Okay, negative 3 over 1. B, don't think. B is my constant. You all identified constants when we were in class. Is negative 4. B is what? B is what? B is what? The y-intercept. Okay, that tells me where I start my graph. Let's graph it, and then I'm going to be done on this video. All right, where do we start? B, negative 4. New color. I like colors. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Nice big dot. Next thing, my rise and run, my slope is negative 3 over 1. My rise is negative 3. Well, is this negative? Am I getting more altitude or am I getting less altitude? Less. I'm digging a hole. I'm getting below ground level. So I have to go 3. 1, 2, 3. How many do I go over? 1. Put a dot. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're doing this on your sheets, I would really recommend you doing these little steps in pencil. But watch this. I get 3, negative 3, and 1. Negative 3, and 1. Negative 3, and 1. That goes on and 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 on. And each one of these dots would now be the answer on our t-table. So what is this coordinate? I'd go over to 3. So my x is 3. My y is negative 13. So if we plug those numbers in here, let's take an easier one if I'm going to do that. Let's do this. Let's do 1 and negative 7. Okay? 1 and negative 7. So that's 1 point on my line. My x is 1. My y is negative 7. So now I'm going to put in the numbers. Negative 7 equals. See, there's my y. There's my y. All I'm doing is putting the numbers in. Negative 7 equals negative 3 times 1 minus 4. Well, negative 7 stays. Now we have order of ops. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. I'm subtracting 4. Now remember, in integers, this would be a positive. You can never subtract integers. So we are going to add the opposite. Does negative 7 equal negative 7? 100%. It totally does. Look at that. So that tells us that this equation matches this coordinate, and this line is now correct. Okay? So when you're graphing these, only things you got to look at. Am I in slope-intercept form? What is my slope? Where does it start? Before I exit, what do we got? I got 1 minute until this is going to shut down. Y equals negative 10 over 3x plus 4. Well, this is not a big deal. Because look, negative 3 over 10, that's my slope. That's my coefficient. M equals negative 10 over 3. Right? That's my rise. That's my run. B is going to be positive 4. We go to the math. Positive 4 is where? Right here. We've already used it. Am I going up or down? Negative 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 over 1, 2, 3. There's my first dot. There's my line. All right. I'm going to do a hard example in the next video. Thanks, guys.